So what is the time they have spent on your page? All this you will be able to know with the help of digital analytics. So whenever you have the possibilities of making an automated software, make use of them so that you will be able to collect the data. So what is the meaning of data visualization? It uses graphical representations to present data, making complex information more accessible and understandable. Hello everyone, I am Purnima, faculty in the Department of Commerce and Management, Vidyashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. I welcome you all to this session. In this session 1 of Unit 4, we will be learning about web analytics and reporting. Now let us have an introduction of what is web analytics. So here, digital analytics or web analytics allows you to directly measure your success and address the pain points, helping you create better content and ads. So with the help of web analytics, you will be able to just assess what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. So first thing is you will be having a look into the website traffic. So what is the amount of traffic you have in your website? That is page views. How many of them have viewed your page? Unique visitors, clicks, exit rate, bounce rate, time on page. So what is the time they have spent on your page? All this you will be able to know with the help of digital analytics. Then next one is the sessions. So overall site visits, how many of them have had an overall site visit? And then you will have the product information, product page views, ad engagement and the sales. So all this related information related to the product you will be able to have with the help of digital analytics. The next one is the search engine optimization, SEO, the keyword rankings. So for the search engine, we will be looking for the keyword rankings, then keyword search volume, share of search, search traffic. Next, we have the social media engagement. So in social media engagement, we have the comments, likes and shares. Then next, traffic source, that is referrals from search, ads, social media, etc. Then next we have the customer retention. So how many of the customers have retained with the company? The number of new visitors, the number of returning visitors, repeat shoppers, conversion rate, etc. Next, we have the customer feedback. So in the customer feedback, we'll notice the complaints, post-purchase surveys and the reviews. So what is the customer's view about the product he has purchased and also the reviews of other customers? All this will be able to know in the customer feedback. Now next, setting up web. So how do you set up the web? So that is, it is an analytical tool. So first one is choose your analytics tool. So how do you choose your analytics tool? So the first one is, there are certain popular options. In this, the first one is the Google Analytics. So it is the mostly widely used and it has free for basic features. So most of them make use of this Google Analytics. Then next we have the Matomo, that is the open source and privacy focused one web search. Then next we have the Adobe Analytics. This is for advanced users, that is paid. So those who are making use of the paid advertisements, for them we have the Adobe Analytics. Then we have the Click, that is the real-time analytics. How many of the visitors have, how many of the people have clicked on the link you have provided? Then next one is you create an account. So after creating an account, you set up a property. Then get the tracking code. So what is the tracking code you have to give? So you will get the tracking code. Then next one is link the other tools. So what are the other tools you have for tracking? That you will link them. Then test your setup. So once you have linked all the tracking tools, Then next will be, you will be first testing how your setup is working. Then next one is, if it is working fine, analyze and optimize. Then the last one is continuous learning. So after analyzing and optimizing, if you find anything important or if you want to make any changes, you can make the changes, and in this way you can set up a analytical tool. Next one is tracking and measuring. That is the key performance indicators. Now, who are the key performance indicators? Now, first, before just tracking that, you have to define what are key performance indicators. What are the KPIs? You have to first clearly define. Then, second one is the data collection. So, how do you collect data for identifying the key performance indicators? So, here you can have an automate processes. So, what is this processes? Use tools and software to automate data collection when possible. So, whenever you have the possibilities of making an automated software, make use of them so that you will be able to collect the data. Then use KPI dashboards. So, key performance indicator dashboards. So, that is, first one is visual representation. Implement dashboards to visualize KPIs for easier tracking. So, next one is real-time data. So, real-time data, utilize tools that provide real-time updates to monitor progress continuously. So, utilize tools. So, you will be making use of the tools of how many of them have just visited your website, how many of them have clicked on the website, how many of them got converted into a regular customer, what is the conversion rate, what is the retention rate. All this you can make use of. Then fourth one is the regular review. So how do you get a regular review? Adjust as needed. Be flexible to modify KPIs based on business needs and changes in the strategy. So as and when there are changes in business and the changes in strategy, you will have to change the key performance indicators also. The next one is analyze the result. So how do you analyze the result? Compare against the targets. Analyze actual performance against the set target. Identify the trends. Look for patterns or trends that can inform future strategies. Then the next one is continuous improvement. So how do you continuously improve? First one is learn and adapt. Use insights from KPI analysis to drive improvements and inform decision making. So whenever you are having any decision making, then we can make use of the data which is already available. Then next one is encourage the feedback. Collect feedback from team members about the KPI process for ongoing refinement. Then conversion tracking and optimization. So what do we mean by conversion tracking and optimization? So you are just keeping a track of how many of the visitors to your website, how many of them have converted into a actual customer. So how do you optimize these customers? The first one is improve user experience. So how do you improve user experience? First one is simplify the navigation. Ensure your site is easy to navigate and that users can find what they need quickly. So simplify navigation. That is, so make the website as easy as possible for the visitors so that they can find whatever they are searching for. Next one is refine messaging and design. So compelling CTAs, that is, use clear action-oriented calls to action that encourage users to convert. So buy now, spend. So for example, you have some catchy slogans. In order to see that, you have the calls to action that encourage users to convert into a regular customer. Then next one is the trust signals. Incorporate reviews, testimonials and security badges to build trust with the visitors. So whenever there is a visitor, so you can have the reviews of the visitor. So along with that, you can build the trust with the visitors. So whenever the visitors come to your website, you can have some testimonials and security badges so that you have a relationship with the visitors to your website. Then third one is personalization. So what is this personalization? Tailor experience. Use data to personalize content and offers based on user behavior and preferences. So based on how the user is behaving, you can personalize the offers to them. Suppose he is a regular visitor, then you can give him a more discount than a person who is visiting for the first time. Or if he is a regular purchase or if he is a regular customer, so you can give him more and more discounts so that he will not leave your brand. Then next one is retargeting campaigns. So implement retargeting strategies to bring back visitors who didn't convert initially. So those who didn't convert initially, you can retarget them and bring them back to your website. Regular review and iteration. So monitor the performance, continuously track conversion rates and other relevant metrics. So you will be monitoring the performance of the visitors to your website and track the conversion rate. So how many of the visitors have actually converted into a regular customer, and as various other relevant metrics also. If you keep a track of all this, you will be just keeping a track of your customers. You can be behind them until they purchase the product. The next one is adapt the strategies. Be willing to adapt your strategies based on what the data reveals. So whatever the data you are getting from the web analytics, so it is a very helpful tool for decision making. So keep all your decisions based on the data collected from the website. So it will help you to strategize better and see that you will be having a better control over your customers. The next one is reporting and data visualization. So what is reporting? Reporting involves compiling data into a structured format, often to track performance, analyze trends, and inform decision making. So in reporting, you will be, first thing is you will be compiling the data. So data about how many of the customers have visited the website, compiling data into a structured format. So you see that it is put in such a way that people will be able to analyze the trends, and also you will be able to help in decision making. Now, the next one is the different types of reports. So what are the different types of reports? The first one is the descriptive report. So summarize historical data. That is the sales report. So if you have the sales data relating to the past 10 years, then you can have a summary of it, and then you can just give it as a descriptive report. Then next one is the analytical report. It provides insights and analysis. For example, we have the market analysis. So what is market analysis? You will be just seeing about the trends in the market, how the product has fared over the years. That is how it has fared in the first month, second month. So analysis of the consumer behavior can be got with the help of the analytical report. Then next we have the operational reports. It focuses on day-to-day operations, that is the inventory report. So whatever is the inventory we have, so based on that we will be having the operational reports. Then next one is data visualization. So what is the meaning of data visualization? It uses graphical representations to present data, making complex information more accessible and understandable. So with the help of data visualization, you will be able to present data. So you will present the data in such a way that people will be able to clearly understand what the data is wanting to tell. Then, so what are the various common ways in which you can have data visualization? The first one is the chart. So you must have learnt it in the graph. So you will have the y-axis and the x-axis. Then we have the bar graphs. That is, so it may be the exports for 2025. The exports of rice, wheat, then we have the milk, then various other commodities. So all this can be presented in a bar graph or in a line. So you can just draw a line and say what are the exports and imports, or the pie charts for comparative analysis. So we'll have a pie chart, will be in the shape of a pie. So you can see what is the distribution. For example, if you are presenting a budget, so what is the budget for education? What is the budget for defense? What is the budget for medical and health? What is the budget for infrastructure, etc. So this pie chart for comparative analysis. Next we have the scatter plots for correlation studies. So it will be a study of the demand and the supply. So what is the demand? What is the supply? So you can have a correlation, scatter plots for correlation studies. So in this way, you will be able to understand the demand and supply better. Then we have the dashboards, that is interactive platforms for real-time data monitoring. So with the help of the dashboard, the user can just make use of the dashboard and you can have an interaction with the customer. So in this way, you can have real-time data monitoring, what each one is doing and what are the various things he wants to know. All this can be monitored when you have a dashboard. So with this, we come to the end of the session. Hope you have all followed it. Thank you.